All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Houston Texans. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Set, 19, 24. Here we go, G. All day.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Set, 19. Check 55 to Mike. Hey. Let's go.
Throwing on second and long. Watson, the catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Here's Watson. Screen pass to Lindsay. Space to maneuver at the 40.
Set, 19. Max 56. Watch the screen.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Watson. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
So now here in the second week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along, because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle? No mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
Here's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And now it's the punter Weil on as he sends this one away. Kamara now to return. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10.
Here we go. 60 or. Big grip.
They'll run on first down. It's Rodriguez. Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
30 base.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Hill. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Set. 10 logo. 2.
3rd and long. It's Hill. Airing it out deep for Smith. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now, it's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules, they'll carry 90 all the way through the preseason before they make the final cut. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys to learn for these games.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson into the hands of the tight end. This is Jordan Thomas. 15 yards. The Texans pick up the first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Like a set. 19. Like 31. Like 22.
Watson on first down. He gets it to Thomas. And coughed it up. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
You know, if this is the regular season, partner, we'd be talking about just how costly a mistake that was, but probably good for him to get it out of his system right now.
Just hope for him and the team it's not a sign of things to come.
Yeah, without a doubt. Plus, you got to worry about making the team. Those types of errors don't help you.
Following the fumble recovery, Hill. Rush coming, and he's taken down. To Sean Gibson. Give him the sack on the safety blitz.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. Well executed there on second down, so do you go back to the air on third?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a second time.
Hey, Haywood!
Throwing on third down, Hill. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
A well-executed 22-yard gain.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double-team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Here we go! 60 outlaw! There you go! There you go!
On first down, Rodriguez. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. And to give this time to the tailback. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
So many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
On the set. You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today. Go. Check. 59. Clear. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Hey, Delta. Check 59. Mike is 59. There.
On third down, Hill. And Thomas has it. And down inside the 15 he goes. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 13-yard line.
Set, ready? 90, Wolf. Check tight.
Hill now operating from the red zone. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. 2nd down, here's an option right. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 16 yards, a first down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
They'll come out in the pistol.
Get it.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Punching it in from a yard away as his guys are on the board first here tonight.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Will Lutz on for the point after. good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Saints 7, Texans nothing. Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Let him go. Slam. Hey, 59. Hey, 59. 47, Mike.
Watson now to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. A big-time play there for the Texans. 45 yards. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Again, the Smallwood out of the gun. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, keep it up. Check 55. Down him, go.
Watson off play action. He'll buy some time right. Thomas has got it. Complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he's able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot.
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty, no question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
The extra point up and good, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Quick throw going to be caught by Foster. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. The Saints on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, here's Hill. He can run for it, and he will. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Returnable for Grant. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. They've gone to the 2nd quarter now in Denver. And it's the Browns out to the early advantage. Baker Mayfield with 2 first-half touchdown passes. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the
DeAndre Hopkins, he's all alone. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Texans have taken the lead. Yeah, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
The extra point up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
I got you. Watch the safety creep.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back.
On the ready. Check 55. Your track. Undercrush. Kill.
To throw again. Hill. Open man, here's Foster. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. The Saints on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
General West.
Out of the gun. Hill. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. Yeah, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Can't ask for much more than that. A 50-yard punt followed by a loss on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Now, their last two drives, both ending in touchdowns. It's got them this 14-7 lead.
And it looks to me, and I think you're probably seeing the exact same thing, they're in an ideal spot now to create some separation. The way that they're functioning on offense now, they can create a pretty good gap. Allows their defense to play with a little more verve and confidence.
That big article in the paper this morning about them stringing possessions together for consecutive touchdowns. Well, right here, they're trying to make it 3 in a row. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. To throw is Watson. Flushed, and he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Cameron Jordan able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Check. Lucky.
And instead, they want to throw it off play action. Oh, leaping, and he makes the grab. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's Matt Weil now as he'll punt it away for the second time. On the return, it's Kamara. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now they'll run on the draw. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh. I got.
2nd and 12. Hill. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Intended for Robert Foster. Let's hear it, Texans fans, because it's 3rd down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Hill. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Incomplete. It's now 4th down.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. Now a timeout coming here defensively. As on 4th down, may as well make them punt it. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The Texans here on third down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Rodriguez. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Fielded at the 20. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Looking to throw. Boyle buying time to his left. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on second and 10. Throwing again. Boyle. And that one complete to Wendell Smallwood. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 50, plant. Look, squeeze. Hit it.
And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Come on, set. 18, Gator. Watch the pass.
Second and 5. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
They come up now, third and 5, following the incomplete pass. From the gun, Boyle. It's complete to Graham. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 29-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, they run with Smallwood. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll get this down to the 10. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
And the Texans, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line.
Set. 30 base. Check, 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 check. Snap.
Here's Smallwood. He's got it on the draw. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 3-yard line.
Eight yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2. They'll roll him out right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. It's the fullback there to make the grab. And the Texans push further out in front. Showed some of his improv skills there, getting flushed out of the pocket but still able to make the throw for the score.
So that means he's not a method actor?
No.
Because with the improv means break character when you need to. And in the NFL, when you have those guys chasing you, sometimes you have to break character in a big way. But I love the fact that he stayed downfield, kept his eyes up, and made the play. How many rookies do that well?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 75 yards as his guys are back within a single score. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
Well, they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a two-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there. You saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he can get to the end zone.
We talk about offensive units putting in more two-point period sessions in practice. Defensively, do you do the same?
Absolutely. You have to because you never know how aggressive these offenses are going to be in games nowadays.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Let's go. 70, Indy.
No game on this defense, no game.
Get it.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Back to throw. Boyle is going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Fielded just inside the 30. 12 yards on the return that time.
At their own 40-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
You can't block me. Check.
They'll run on first down. It's Rodriguez. A gain of 3, second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
53, Mike, 53. Let's go, let's get this ball back.
From the 44, Allen. Open man, it's Keith Kirkwood. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 7 yards there and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Check 53, Mike. You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me.
On first down, Murray. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Murray. And some space here. 20. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 23 yards the pickup there. Some quarterbacks just seem to have a knack for setting up the draw play, and he did it really well there.
And those guys who can do that well often are very good at play action too. And the beneficiaries, they're running backs and they're wide receivers.
Here we go. Henry. 27. Let's go, baby. Return over. Get that ball. Get that ball.
Allen now on the option right. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. It's their quarterback, ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And once again, the Saints are back out in front. Now the Saints offense will remain on the field and go for 2. Here's Allen. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. And in the third quarter here, they were trying to push that to a 3-point game, but instead it'll stay at 1.
And I'm a big proponent of not chasing points or going for 2 too early. But in this case, I understand why. You know, if you kick an extra point, you're just up 2, right? So a field goal still puts the other team ahead. So you go for 2 here and protect the field goal lead. They didn't get it done, though.
And no run back here. This will be a touch. Back, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. On second down, Smallwood. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Back now in Houston. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. The Texans on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation.
Check 31.
Look at me. Door, door.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
When teams have a tough time running the ball, as this one has throughout this game, it's so easy to just say, forget it, let's throw the football. But that's exactly why you stay with the running game. Eventually, you stick with it, you make some adjustments, you often find ways to run the ball better as the game goes on.
5. 43 is the mark.
Off play action. Boyle. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Looking to throw. Boyle eluding the pressure right. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Texans on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
Ready?
Operating from the gun. Boyle, nowhere to go here. He lost the football, but fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Well, that was a big oops right there, but how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. Here's Matt Weil now. He's been terrific so far. Fielded just inside the 20. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
All day, every day, any day. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got double up, double up.
Time to ground it out now with Murray. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
59 mark, 59 mark. Check, 59. That's the pass. Go. Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9".
From the gun, it's Allen. And that's caught inside the 35. That goes for a gain of 31.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the Texans' 34-yard line.
Ready, 70 engine. Check, 53 is mine.
They go with Murray again. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
The Saints on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is third down and 12.
Mike, 53.
Now Allen to throw. From the gun, he'll throw. Escaping the pressure right. And that will be incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
And the Texans first down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38. Back to throw. Boyle. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They work again from the 38 on second and 10. They run Smallwood. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Come on, set. 50, plant.
Check, 47. And we heavy on the edge.
Rock it. Get it.
Off the bootleg. Boyle. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Looking to throw. Boyle. Looking here for Smith downfield. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own 7-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They get the crucial turnover, just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory, and you got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received a gift. That takeaway Even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches said. I'll guarantee you, he told the quarterback, we just took care of you. Now you take care of us.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He gets this into the hands of Kirkwood. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame.
First down, New Orleans.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. This is Murray. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Murray. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On first down, Murray. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 36-yard line.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Allen down to a knee, and that should just about do it. Well, partner, it's just preseason, but it always feels good to be in victory formation, taking the knee for the W.
Yeah, I've often thought to myself when I watch these preseason games, some teams need the wins more than others. You know, if you're established and you're used to winning, not quite the same. But if you're trying to learn how to win, it's important to get it done. And to be able to kneel down at the end, even better.
So this one, a victory here for New Orleans, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through, and they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Houston, good night, everybody.